And we are back here for a great Massachusetts Quidditch Conference meet between the University of Vermont and Boston University. My name is Harry Greenhouse, and I am here with
Ethan Sturm.
And we're going to be commentating this game for you today. Now, it's a big game so far this year. Boston University already qualified for USQ Nationals. University of Vermont on the outside currently looking in, trying to get an at-large bid. They just came off of a Knights Cup tournament where they went 4-1. This UVM team is really on the up and up, Ethan. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, this team has been improving its resume day in and day out. You know, they had a very impressive regionals for a D2 MQC team. They got very close to qualifying. They put some good teams in their place over the course of the weekend. And now they have a chance to kind of prove it against a D1 MQC team, one of the ones kind of a bit lower tier in the D1, and a chance to really prove themselves here.
Yeah, and these two have actually seen a lot of each other this year. BU and UVM have now played. This will be their third meeting up of the season. BU, no, but both games in snitch range, both times, one of them going to overtimes, a very November MQC meet, and their regional bout was a straight regulation game. BU missing a lot of big-time players. Missing starting keeper Tyler Locke, non-intense starter Nate McKay, also not here, and starter Ali Hussein. 3 starters missing for BU. UVM close to a full squad. How do you think this is going to affect this Boston University team?
Yeah, I mean, you talked about those earlier games, and it's kind of been a battle of the quaffle game versus the bludger game, right? You'd probably say that BU generally has the better quaffle game with that top line, the physicality of McKay, and the way that Locke can ball handle. Whereas Vermont kind of has that edge thanks to their whole beating core, especially Tom DeMuth.
And Tom DeMuth has been a lights-out player. I think, a senior for this UVM team. This team used to be an unofficial program for years. They finally made the switch over to being USQ official. He's been one of the main people head in charge of taking it there. Him with his main beating partner, senior Claire Tilke. They've become a really dominant pair, and they're starting to really push forward into really becoming one of the best pairs in the MQC.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think outside of maybe Harvard's beaters, it's hard to pick a better pair. And we'll see if BU can do enough in the beater game to neutralize that so that they're, like you said, their second and third string qualifier players who are here today can make enough to beat this UVM team.
And it's a battle experience in the beating game. BU's been running out a old first-year starting beating pair of Noyes Austra and Angela Song. They've been playing very well for them, but those are 2 rookies and a freshman and a sophomore going against the 4-year seniors. That's going to be a really interesting matchup to watch who comes out on top.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, all the games these two teams have played against each other, they've seen what each other are going to throw in this game, so it's who's going to make the better adjustments as it goes along.
Absolutely. I'm going to say X factors for this game. BU's X factor is Jacob Littner. He has been their best quaffle player all season for them. A fiery physical player, likes to hit people, and is a good finisher around the hoops. If he's on, this BU team is going to be able to score a lot. For UVM, for me, it's 100% CJ Carter. One of the leaders of the team, big guy, 6'4", 6'5", and a tank to bring down. When he's going, it's going to be a huge thing to happen with. And it looks like we're about to get started on this game. It looks like game's going to get started. Chris LeComp's our head ref of the game. Let's get it going. And we are here at the MQC meet between the University of Vermont and Boston University. Again, if you haven't tuned in, my name is Harry Greenhouse. I'm with
Ethan Sturm.
And we're going to get ready for this game. About ready to get for the brooms up. Starting for BU, we have Zach Bowerman at keeper, Kid Powcore chasing with Leanna Charette and Ari Swift. If at beaters, Grant Hillier and Dylan Sicko. And the run up for the ball, it's going to be a 1 quaffle for BU as Kid Powcore wins the race, and they're going to head down the field. Zach Bowerman with the quaffle in front of him, looking to attack. He's got blood pressure control. Bowerman passes quaffle to the left side to Charette. Charette down the left wing. She's going to attack in the middle. Nothing home. Goes back out to Bowerman, though.
Yeah.
Slow and patient so far from BU.
Yeah, and they do have bludger control, so they need to try to isolate a no bludger situation here against DeMuth.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Bowerman with quaffle again in the middle. He's going to pass over to Powcore. Powcore just probing on the outside. He's pressured by this UVM zone. They're playing a hybrid 2-2, it looks like right now. BU still with control. Bowerman. He's going to pass over to Swift, to Charette, who's going to drive Charette. She gets wrapped up. She's going to lose the ball here, and it's going to be UVM ball as they're going to be able to make the tackle behind the hoops.
Yeah, a little too passive there, I think, from BU. DeMuth was just hanging out under the hoops the entire time. And at some point, somebody needs to drive at least to draw him out if their beaters are ever going to make a play on him.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big factor for this BU team being able to be aggressive on DeMuth here. All right, starting for UVM, we have Aiden Shutt at keeper, Silas Mueller, Clayton Chisholm, and Emma Poland at chaser, and the star-being pair of Tom DeMuth and Claire Tilke in front. Shutt with Quaffle. He's going to look to attack the left side, guarded by BU. Shutt driving in, looking for something. He's going to take a shot, a pass across, actually. It's bobbled, and it's going to be BU ball.
Yeah, I think he may have been caught beat before, even if that had gone through the hoop.
And we're going the other way. Kip Powpour and Bowerman taking off Bowerman all the way to the hoops. Bowerman is going to get stuffed to the hoops. He fouls Powpour, and Powpour's going to score.
Yeah, really nice in transition there on the fast break. You need one pass to break that down, especially with a beater back, and that's exactly what BU is able to execute there. Good job, both pressing on defense to force that turnover and then also pressing the other way for the goal.
All right, big start here for this BU team, already up 1-0. UVM looking for their next attack. Emma Poland's going to drive down the right side. She's going to find Clayton Chisholm behind the hoops, and Chisholm's going to score. It's 1-1 early on.
Yeah, good answer there from UVM when they needed it.
All right, Bowerman restarting with Quaffle. Looks like into the game coming Noyes Austra and Angela Song starting beating pair for BU. They have bludger control right now. Bowerman passes Quaffle to the left side to Charette. Charette just taking pressure on the left. She's going to go back up to Bowerman. Bowerman very passive at the top. Hasn't really made an aggressive step.
Yeah, I'd like to see either Charette or Powpour, someone at least stepping in, forcing DeMuth to do something, and they finally do.
And they do, and Littner has a chance to drive. Littner's going to pass across to Charette. She fumbles the pass, but it passes over to Bowerman. Bowerman's going to score.
Yeah, real
passing play there from BU.
Yeah, the best movement we've seen for them so far in this game to get the goal. And a bit of a scrum here for bludger control.
Yeah, definitely a scramble play there. Austra's going to try to take away from Tilke, but he's going to get chased off by DeMuth. And UVM does get control, so BU surrendering control for the goal there. 2-1 is the score. Boston University leads.
Yeah, and we'll see if that's worthwhile. If UVM can hold bludger control for a long time now, it might prove not worthwhile.
All right, Aiden Shutt with Quaffle for UVM. He's going to pass it to the right side. That's Emma Poland. She's pressured by Charette, nothing but gets it back out to Shutt. Shutt gets a beat in front. He's going to drive. He gets beat by Song, and Zach Bowerman's going to pick up for BU, and he's just going to slow down the pace here.
Yeah, and UVM kind of tries to do what BU did, using bludger control to create a goal, or costing themselves bludger control for a goal, but good defense from Song, as well as some nice physicality up top.
Yeah, that's the key for this BU beating line. All right, BU with control of the bludgers now. Charette has Quaffle on the right side. She's going to pass way behind a Littner. He's going to get immediately beat by DeMuth. DeMuth, a turret back there, and nothing can get through him.
Yeah, if the beater's arm is going to be that much stronger than the chaser's arm, the pass has to be a little bit shorter, or it's going to get cleaned up every time.
Yeah, and DeMuth is one of those players who can make that happen every single time. It's Silas Mueller with Quaffle at the top for UVM. Mueller passing over, that ball goes to Shutt. He's near the boundary, pressured by Shrep. He's going to drive. Looks to pass behind to DeMatis. DeMatis gets hit by Littner. The ball's loose down. DeMatis throws it off, finds what I believe is Poland, and Poland gets hit there by Bowerman, and then BU gets a Quaffle. Physical defense, forcing a turnover, and BU's looking to run.
Yeah, and we were worried about kind of how they'd match this, but physically, I mean, they've played just like their first line does.
Yeah, and that's key for this BU teams. They're going to be able to match that physicality across their lineup. But this is kind of some of their second line players, so we'll see what continues to happen here as Charette gets the Quaffle on the left side.
Yeah, I think Charette could be a little bit more aggressive here on some of these plays.
Potentially, but they're looking for beats here as Powpour has Quaffle. UVM was able to get bludger control off of a missed beat from Austra as the Quaffle moves over to Littner. Littner back to Bowerman. Again, very passive, just waiting for this BU team. Charette, she gets beat as she throws, and it's going to be a turnover. Big beat there from Caroline Merkel. And now all the bludgers are on the ground. The Quaffle's on the ground, and Aiden Shutt's going to pick it up. There's no bludgers back. Shutt's driving. Shutt's faking. Shutt's scoring. Big goal from Aiden Shutt. Score 2-2.
Yeah, and you mentioned that this beater battle was a bit of a battle of experience, and I think you saw the lack of experience there from the BU beaters. They made a play for bludger control when all they had to do was drop back and stop that fast break.
Yeah, those little errors are what's going to change the game. But Dom DeMuth coming out of the game is Richie Abbott. just kind of throws a bludger away from UVM.
Yeah.
Noyes House is going to be able to get control.
Yeah, that was a strange play from UVM. A little bit lack of experience.
He's going to find Littner behind the hoop. Sorry about that. And Littner's going to shoot. Littner's going to score. 3-2. Very quick play from Palpour to Littner.
Yeah, highest scoring affair here right now. And it's two teams are connected in a lot of their passes, which is nice to see in the college game.
Yeah, that passing game is going to be huge in this one. Not as many driving threats in this BU team, so it's going to be a major importance for their passing to be on. Shutt, passing the Quaffle to the right side. He comes back up to Aiden Shutt. Shutt's played the whole game. He's been very good so far. A lot of beater exchanges in the middle, but nothing happening for this UVM team to Shutt with the Quaffle at the top. Shutt, pressured by Littner. He's going to start driving. Gets past Littner. Passes over to Emily Robbins. Emily Robbins is going to look to pick up this Quaffle, but she's wrapped by Bowerman, who's got the hand on the Quaffle.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Song blow up this play a while ago. I think she's been a little too conservative here.
All right, Kenma's got Quaffle. Is going to pass back over to Robbins. Robbins behind the hoop. She's going to get beat by Song, and it's going to be Palpour who's going to pick up Quaffle.
There it is. They don't pay the price, but with all the other bludgers out of the play, it was really Song's play to clean up.
Yeah, a little passive there, but eventually still making the plays here as Kit Palpour's about to sub, and we're going to get a full BU sub line as Sheila Ashley coming in at Chaser, and beating is Ali Hussein, Jacob Ehrlich. Right, Hussein and Ehrlich, this sort of older pair for this team. Ehrlich the senior and Hussein the junior. Charette with Quaffle, back to Bowerman. Bowerman looking to make something happen as he passes Quaffle over Charette. Charette again back to Bowerman. Nothing happening, even with no bludgers in the middle. There are still no blood. Littner can't field the pass. Littner avoiding a wrap-up. He's just going to restart it. There's still no bludgers back. Littner finally looks up and sees it. He passes over to Bowerman. Bowerman's going to try to drive through it. He's stuffed. His shot is no good. He throws it directly into the ground, and it's UVM ball.
Yeah, I'd like to say that was UVM's physicality showing up, but they really didn't need to use it, right? I mean, just a couple passes there, or maybe even a pick and roll, should have been a pretty easy goal there for BU.
Yeah, and that's a BU team who just very passive. No one makes an aggressive drive. No one tries to force any kind of action, and eventually, no matter how many times they cut, nothing's going to happen there. All right, Jared Kentmo with Quaffle. He's going to attack the right side, pressured by Ashley. Still just probing the right side. Nothing there, though. Finds Aiden Shutt.
I like the pressure by Ehrlich on the wing there.
Yeah, nice little aggressive attack trying to make something happen. Shutt driving on Charette. Shutt shooting. Shutt scoring. And another big play from Aiden Shutt. He has been all the offense for this UVM team. And out of this play, UVM's going to get controls. Richie Abbott is going to be able to make a big play there to find control for Vermont.
Yeah, you mentioned CJ Carter potentially being an X factor for this Vermont team, but it's been Aiden Shutt with Carter having not even come into the game yet, who has really been making a name for himself on the pitch so far.
Yeah, and the freshman has been absolutely dominant for them. Some subs coming in for BU, Sabrina Slater at keeper and Andrew DeCino at chaser. And for UVM, it's Tom DeMuth back on the field.
Yeah, get him a couple minutes of rest early there, and that's good. Now right back out there.
All right, Littner with Quaffle. He's just waiting at the top, pressured by Kemba. Looking for Sladich. Sladich losing the ball as Kemba's trying to rip it away from her. And but she's going to be able to maintain it. Just hard pressure from that UVM chaser is able to make something happen. And now Muth it beats out Littner. Kemba's going to win the race for the Quaffle. It's his ball. Kemba looking to drive. He gets wrapped up, but he shoots and he scores.
Yeah, that was an insane beat there from DeMuth to force that turnover, and then a great finish with contact from Kemba.
Yeah, Kemba, big goal there. 4-3 to score. UVM taking their first lead of the game.
Yeah, we'll see if BU can respond. It seems like they were getting good offensive movements, and then kind of when they shifted into their second line, they've struggled a little bit more to create much offense.
We have a whistle on the play. Unsure what the call is here.
Based on Littner's reaction, I think it's going to be against UVM. Yep, looks like it is indeed.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I think it was for a bludger swat there on Kemba. So he goes to the box. It's a blue card. It's not a penalty. It's just a 1 minute. But it does. I think so. It might have been something different. All right, Andrew DeCino with Quaffle now, though, on the right wing. He's looking for anything, waiting for his beaters to make something happen. Passes behind a Littner. Littner can't field it. Littner's beat by DeMuth. and UVM's going to clean up. That pass to the back of the hoops, not working for BU.
Yeah, it's the same thing we saw earlier in the game when DeMuth was on the field, right? If that pass behind the hoops is not perfectly pure, DeMuth is going to clean it up every single time.
Yeah, he's been absolutely like a turret right back there, making every single play. All right. Shutt with Quaffle. Bludger control with UVM. Tilke and DeMuth in front of Shutt on this right wing. Shutt just being patient, just probing on the right side, waiting for his beaters to make something happen.
Yeah, really nice job of shift management so far from UVM, getting both Tilke and DeMuth some time off and then right back in the game.
Hey, Shutt just looking for something right now. He's just, again, being very patient, letting his beaters just try to clear out some of the BU defenders. He just patiently carries it back up. Claire Tilke beats out Ali Hussein. Ehrlich looks for a beat on DeMuth, and he misses. Now Shutt's got a driving lane. Shutt fakes. Shutt drives all the way, and he scores. Aiden Shutt, another goal for UVM. 5-3 the score.
Yeah, you know, this hybrid 2-2 that BU's playing right now is really predicated on those point defenders making those hits, and as Shutt just keeps slipping through them, the zone does kind of break down in a hurry.
Well, that one, BU had no bludgers. They tried to go for an aggressive play at DeMuth, and because they missed, UVM was just able to clear out all the point defenders, and it made it so much easier for them. Aggressive beat from Hussein there, draws no bludgers for Decino. Decino dodges the beat. He's going to shoot. He's going to score. And the big man for BU gets BU back on the board, 5-4.
Yeah, nice to see a BU player there just going right in, taking the contact, scoring through. Less passivity there.
Yep, Aiden Shutt with Quaff on the right side. BU with bludger control for the first time for a while. Into the game for BU, Storm Miller entering the game at Chaser. And for UVM, it's Matty Zaro and bear with me on his name, Chinaduk Wakprejon. Quaffle goes behind the hoops to Wakprejon. He's not going to be able to field it, and it's going to be BU Quaffle.
Yeah, that's it. I like that zip pass there from Shutt, showing that he has more to his game than those drive and dunks.
Yeah, but again, UVM getting control out of another play.
Yeah, and that's really what it's all about, right? It's going to be very hard for BU to break this UVM team down when they have bludger control.
All right, Sladich bringing the Quaffle up for BU. Hussein looks for a beat as Sladich passes over to Ashley. Ashley's looking to drive. She fakes a couple of times, brings it back out to Sladich, who's pressured by Walkration. Sladich drives, passes off to Ashley, just passing back and forth between Sladich and Ashley. Ashley now with it. She's not going to field it cleanly. She's pressured by Zaro. She gets sort of past Zaro as it goes back out to Sladich. DeMuth misses a beat. Sladich looking for a deep pass, and it's intercepted by Shutt.
Yeah, it's another situation there where DeMuth's beat left really no bludgers, but BU is not able to capitalize.
And there's the no bludgers here, and Aiden Shutt's looking to drive. Fakes a few times, and he scores.
Yeah, nobody has laid a hand on Shutt basically this entire game, and he is just running away with it.
He's been very quick for this UVM team. Very fast player, able to get with a lot of ball fakes, just able to get up past a lot of people. There is a ref meeting being quickly unsure what the call was there.
Sure, yeah, we'll wait to see. We can always reset the scoreboard if we have to. But yeah, I mean, BU's offense has generated some goals. It's just that UVM, every single time they have bludger control and they can create a no bludger for Shutt, he's delivering. Whereas BU, I think we've now seen two separate situations where they ended up in a no bludger situation they couldn't capitalize on.
Yeah, those no bludger situations are key, and Tom DeMuth has been incredible about creating them for UVM, whether it is just from the transition from offense to defense, or defense to offense, or straight up on the offensive end.
Yeah.
All right, BU bring the Quaffle up slowly as they get their beater subs in. Grant Hillier and Vincenzo Sicco into the game for BU. Sladich passes over to Decino. Decino's immediately beat by DeMuth. It's going to be a turnover. DeMuth was just baiting that throw out and just made it happen. And DeMuth forcing what looks like almost another no bludgers, but BU's able to get a bludger back as Aiden Shutt slowly brings it up.
Yeah, it was Tilke who actually created that initial pressure with a really nice beat, but BU was able to recover.
Shutt gets pressure, and they end up having to force the pass in, and BU's going to clean up the pass, able to intercept it.
Yeah, that's the only way BU's been able to get defensive stops, getting the ball out of Shutt's hands with a bludger.
Yeah, and when the ball's out of Shutt's hands, the UVM offense has not been as effective. Their game is very primarily through that keeper.
Yeah.
Even Sladich with Quaffle. Jacob Littner back in the game for BU. Quidditch passes over to Ashley. Again, pressured. Ashley, who passes in the middle to Littner, who passes immediately back out to Sladich. Sladich looks for a long pass to Miller, and it's intercepted by Schutt, and Schutt's running. He's going to drive all the way down the field, and Schutt's going to easily dunk it home for the goal.
Yeah, that's got to be his 5th or 6th goal of the game already, all on dunks. And I think they just got forced by Sladich a bit there. Littner did a good job of avoiding the turnover while making a cut through the zone. But then Sladich just tried to immediately force another pass. And BU, I think, wisely taking a timeout here because this game is starting to slip away from them at 70-40. UVM kind of scoring at will.
Yeah, and they have been doing pretty much whatever they want to do, especially for this BU team, not having their starters in the game, not being able to play at the same aim pace as this UVM team who's been able to get quick subs and get Tom DeMuth to run dominant to allow Aiden Schutt to run dominant. It's been kind of just like a two-sided game. Aiden Schutt with UVM's beaters of mostly Tom DeMuth and Claire Tilke just dominating the beater game, forcing turnovers, and then immediately going the opposite way and getting easy goals.
Yeah, and it's not to discount the fact that for a freshman to be recognizing these fast break opportunities, a lot of times we see in Quidditch people just being too passive in those situations. And if he sees an opportunity, he is not hesitating. He's not waiting for beaters or waiting for his teammates to come with him because he's really confident, I think, at this point that nobody's really laying a hand on him.
Yeah, no, he has been able to just make whatever play he's seeing out there. Aaron just attacking space. And that allows players like CJ Carter just kind of play the snitch on pitch. A guy who's that size and no bludgers, or having this 1-2 punch has been huge, and Schutt's just done everything as the number one punch.
For sure. So we'll see what BU tries to do differently. Maybe they'll look to run the offense a little bit differently against this zone. But we'll see what Coach Greenhouse has planned.
All right, subs coming in for BU. They're going to get their what looks as close to their full starting line as possible. Still keeping the 2-male set as Grant Hillier making a catch to get control out of it. Littner passes over to Bowerman. Bowerman back to Littner, and again, very passive here from BU, even with control.
Yeah, I thought Bowerman had space down the wing there that he didn't take.
All right, Bowerman with Quaffle again. Littner trying to call out commands to tell him to go take that wing. Littner getting Quaffle back again. BU forcing a no-bludger drive. Littner's driving. Littner's shooting. Littner scoring. No, he missed the shot apparently. There. But he does field it behind the hoops. He is taking pressure from UVM. He looks to get it off, but he loses the Quaffle, and it's going to be UVM ball.
Yeah, we obviously had a tough angle on that because it looked like a pretty good shot and a pretty high-quality shot. He did have the choice of a pass, but I don't mind that drive because obviously the high percentage shot is what he ended up with.
Yeah, he just couldn't finish there. That's a big miss there for BU, not being able to finish that shot.
Yeah, especially minus 30 right now.
All right, Schutt bringing down the right wing, passes over the Quaffle to the right side, and it looks like it's just going to go out of bounds. It's going to be BU ball here.
Yeah, the live stream had the nerve to get in the way of us there.
I know, how dare them. All right, BU bringing Quaffle back up the field. UVM with bludger control, Tilke and Richie Abbott in there at beater. Bowerman with Quaffle. Over to the right side to Littner's. Got a double team coming over him. Bowerman now catches. He's going to get pressured by Abbott and Zaro. And Bowerman's just going to back off. He's going to take a reset.
Yeah, and you really see the difference between first line and second line beaters there from UVM. I think DeMuth turns that into a turnover 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that's a big aspect there. All right, Littner fakes a handoff, but again, still looking at one bludger in the middle. Littner pressured here by Mueller.
And we'll see if BU's...
UVM dominating the beater game. There's still no bludgers. Littner's just going to fire the Quaffle all the way down the field. And it's just going to be easily UVM ball. Littner just throwing the ball away.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they used their first reset already on that initial press, but if they hadn't, I think...
They did.
Okay. Then, yeah, Littner doesn't really have much of a choice there. But the beater's just getting beat down so quickly. BU needed to waste time because they can't afford UVM to score here. Now I think they're going to have to keep their bludger in the Quaffle game because they can't go down 40.
Yeah, that's going to be a big factor here. So, Schutt looking to drive. Schutt gets past Littner, fakes. He shoots, he scores. It's a 4-point game as Aiden Schutt, another goal, 8-4 the score.
Yeah, BU did make a play on the snitch there, and as we've seen all game, nobody was able to shut down Schutt in a no-budget situation.
All right, Bowerman bringing Quaffle up. He's pressured immediately by Clayton Chisholm, who finds Jacob Littner. Littner looking down the field. Tom DeMuth is sitting in this UVM zone. He is trying to not let anyone score. Abbott's going to beat out Hussein, and there's a bunch of bludgers on the ground as Littner passes over to Charette, back up to Littner, over to Bowerman.
UVM doing the right thing here. All beaters staying in the quaffle game, only up 40. They don't want to risk giving up a goal. Their seeker doesn't need to catch this second. This is the proper strategy here.
All right, Megan Romine for BU in the game. She hits the ball, immediately passes over to Littner. Hussein gets beat out by Abbott. Quaffle over to Bowerman. Bowerman on the left side, pressured by Chisholm. Couple of beats in the middle as DeMuth's going to clear a couple out. Bowerman dodges a beat. He dodges another one. Looks like he scores. No, he's going to get beat before by DeMuth. DeMuth forcing another turnover. And now there looks like there's no bludgers back, and there goes Shutt. He's running. He goes through Jacob Linder. He shoots. Shot is no good there, and woo, we have a very interesting turn of events on that far side there. Ref stoppage, a little minor altercation there between Bowerman and Shutt there after the shot.
Yeah, it was a little fiery. I think it's the first time someone really hit Shutt all game, and Shutt didn't seem particularly happy about that fact. But that last play is so unfortunate for BU because he was past DeMuth's beat, and I think his back leg came up as he was going to jump to dunk, and that's when it clipped the leg.
That's just super unfortunate for BU, but we're going to see what the call on the play here is for BU and UVM.
Chris Lecomte, a very even-handed, long-tenured ref, used to these tough situations.
He likes to take his time on these meetings to make sure he makes the right calls.
Of course.
Again, BU having a hard time getting control right now out of this play. There is going to be a couple cards we're going to see. It looks like a yellow card to Aiden Shutt. And I believe is going to be a red card to Zach Bowerman. So that's going to be a red card on Zach Bowerman of BU and a yellow card on Aiden Shutt of UVM. That's a huge blow for BU, getting the red card to a 2-minute penalty here.
Yeah, and as we said, the first player who hit Shutt all game. That's not the kind of thing you want to lose. I guess it was probably an unsportsmanlike conduct call there.
Yeah, I think on both players of unsportsmanlike conduct, just playing after the call,
of course,
after the ball out.
Yeah.
Out. But
so BU, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. It's almost kind of one of those hockey situations where you can get 3-on-3 quaffle play, which you don't see every day. And if they can maximize the fact that Vermont won't be able to fully set up their zone, miss down a player, maybe they can get this goal and suddenly make this 80-50.
Yeah, and Kip Alpar at seeker for BU he's as close to an elite seeker in this league that you're going to find. That's going to be giving them a chance to make something happen.
For sure.
And that's all BU needs to do there is give Alpar a shot at it. But again, a red card is a brutal aspect. So other than just a 1-minute penalty on the field for Shutt and keeping it 3v3, but there's that extra minute where BU has to kill off a penalty.
And now Vermont's pressing the seeker, which seems like it could be a mistake. Suddenly their beaters are behind.
All right, Charette looking to drive. She dodges a beat. She's going all the way. She finds Ashley, and Shayla Ashley's going to score, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, Vermont seemed so composed in the first play that they were keeping their beaters in the quaffle game up 40. And then this play, they suddenly completely lose track of that. And a really nice movement by Charette to get the goal.
Yeah, Leanna Charette, a quick drive, finds her teammate Shayla Ashley to get the goal. It makes it 8-5. That's a huge play there for BU to get this in snitch range. And if they're able to just at least maintain it here, it makes it even bigger for them because it gives them that shot at just letting Alpar make a catch happen.
But this is where that red card comes in so big, right? Because it really puts BU in a catch-22. If their beaters try to give them Alpar a chance to catch, then somebody is going to have to somehow stop shoot in the quaffle game. But if they stay in the quaffle game, then obviously Alpar is much, much less likely to get a good opportunity.
And the bigger factor is you also have this aspect where Richie Abbott and Tom DeMuth have just dominated the beater game. And with them dominating the beater game, it's made it very, very difficult for BU to do anything. It's allowed UVM to do a lot more. All right, CJ Carter entering the game for the first time for UVM. Alpar had a shot at snitch. He almost had it got beat just before he caught it there. Alex Chase getting qualified. She's going to pass behind the hoops. Shot is no good. CJ Carter picks it up, though, gets a rebound, and he just dunks it home. Carter just bigger than everyone else in the field, and an easy goal, and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, that first shot could have gone anywhere, and UVM's very lucky it ended up falling in the hands of Carter, who's able to finish pretty easily in a no-budget situation.
Well, we also just saw that Pau Poor literally just needs a second to make a catch. He almost got on his first look. Littner throws the quaffle over to the left side to Ashley. The ball ends up on the ground. And it looks like it's just going to be UVM ball here. UVM gaining quaffle. Here's BU just kind of throwing away from the pressure from DeMuth. DeMuth again forcing another turnover.
Yeah, when you've only got 3 quaffle players, it's a lot harder to play keep away from a talented beater like DeMuth.
And DeMuth has dominated the game, and that's the factor for them. All right, Carter bringing quaffle up. He's got bludger control again. It's Caroline Merkel in front. Hussein beats out Merkel, but here comes CJ Carter. He flips it over to Clayton Chisholm, and Chisholm's going to score immediately. But Jacob Littner picks up the quaffle, looks to run. And unfortunately, live stream, we didn't see what happened.
We'll have to wait to see what the comp has to say.
It looked like it was DeMuth versus Littner, and DeMuth did have a bludger there, so we'll see if DeMuth made the beat or Littner got the goal. I think it looks like DeMuth made the beat beforehand.
I would not be surprised by any means, but on that last defensive play, Hussein let himself get out of position to make that beat on the opposing beater who did not have a ball, and that ended up resulting in the goal.
Yeah, and you have to be able to put everyone on CJ Carter right now because, again, that's their game. CJ Carter driving real hard, and if he can't get stopped, he'll dish at the last second, but otherwise, he's just going to go down the field and dunk.
Exactly, and while still playing with 3 players, there's a lot of options for that dish.
Yeah, there's just no one covering there. You can't play a zone in this situation. You're just in the man. Yeah. And you have to be able to make big-time hits and shut down in the man. And especially without Pau Poor in the chasing game, BU's going to have to make other physical plays elsewhere before this red card is up.
Right. Between Pau Poor and the red card, 2 players down in the chasing game, basically.
All right, Carter with quaffle, bringing it up the center of the field. He's got Caroline Merkel and Tom DeMuth in front. Megan Brown looking for a chance to make the game-winning snitch catch for UVM. All right, Carter waiting in front. Merkel's beat is blocked. Ouster able to block the beat. They're going to get control of this. Carter has to throw the ball away. It's going to be BU quaffle.
Yeah, that was a pretty weak beat attempt there, and it gave BU bludger control and a pretty easy defensive stop, which is really what the doctor ordered. And maybe they can. I think they've now killed the penalty finally, so now they can play as 4 once again.
It's going to be key as BU's down multiple goals away from snitch range. Sladich bringing up quaffle. Control with BU. Sladich passing to the right to Charette. Charette is getting wrapped up immediately here by Chisholm. There's going to be a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be a call. There's a whistle here. It's going to be a tackle behind the back on Clayton Chisholm. It's going to be a yellow card, I believe.
Yeah, if that's the call, it might have been worthwhile for Chisholm because Hussein had finally done seemingly the impossible in this game. He'd isolated DeMuth. The 2 of them were on the ground scrambling for 1 bludger. DeMuth was not going to be in the play for that drive. I think the other 2 bludgers are off the screen to the left. So an unfortunate missed opportunity for BU, though I think the opportunity might still be here to some degree.
Yeah, now chance for Charette with quaffle in hand and a yellow card to Chisholm. All right, Charette. There's the whistle to bring it back to play. She's going to be passive here as DeMuth has his bludger. Sladich. There's 1 bludger as DeMuth. DeMuth beats out Littner as the quaffle goes to Charette. Charette passing across. Pass goes over the head of Shayla Ashley. Ashley, though, trying to make something happen with the quaffle on the left wing. She immediately gets beat here. It's going to be a turnover. Caroline Merkel is going to make that beat there.
Yeah, the Vermont beaters did a perfect job of isolating those quaffle players. She basically had no passing option that a beater wasn't going to beat.
And CJ Carter bringing up quaffle, bludger control again with UVM. BU lost it again. DeMuth looking to clear out some beaters for UVM seeker Jacob Curtis. And he's not going to be able to make a catch here. DeMuth clears out Hussein. DeMuth gets beat here. CJ Carter with a chance to drive. Finds K. Duwada. Looking to score. Shot is blocked. Carter gets beat by Hussein. Loose ball on the ground, and it's going to be BU's Quaffle. Good physical defense there by BU to make a big play.
Yeah, this game's felt a lot more 50-50 since the red card time was served, which just shows just how tough of a hit that was for this BU side.
That red card absolutely brutal for them as Dumuth does make his sub. Richie Abbott gets a double trade beat there. Allows BU potentially to get control. Here's Sladich passing over to Littner. Littner over to Decino. Decino just posting up and scoring. Andrew Decino is bigger than everyone else on this UVM team there and is able to get the goal.
Yeah, I really liked his movement there. He kind of, for all of his size, he managed to sneak to the back outside of that hoop, and a nice zip pass from, I believe, Littner for the goal.
Yeah, it was from Littner. And again, if Decino's able to get to that spot where Carter isn't, Decino's just twice the size of any female chaser or non-male chaser that UVM has.
Yeah, I think he's definitely been a high point in the Quaffle game. When you look at a team who's down there a lot of their first line, looking for some of their other players to kind of show up, I think he's done a good job of that in this game.
All right, and the goal is going to be good here, so BU lead making the game
160.
160, so it's a 4-point game. But UVM still, again, with bludger control. And Silas Mueller looking for a shot for UVM to get the game-winning catch. Carter with Quaffle, center of the field. Richie Abbott in front. Claire Tilke, partner with a bludger behind them.
Yes, so Dumuth finally off the field. A real chance for the BU beaters to do something. I think they got bludger control off of that one.
Abbott just missed by a lot there, but he finds Chisholm. Chisholm passes behind the hoops. There's going to be a loose ball, and Slade's going to jump on it. No, she's not. Quaffle ends up somehow into one of the UVM chasers' hands, and it's a goal.
Yeah, we had a really bad angle on that, but that just felt like an effort play, right? I think BU has to fall on that ball in some way, shape, or form down 40 there.
Yeah, and CJ Carter getting the goal on that play, and just an unfortunate turn of events. Looks like BU has the stop and control, and UVM gets the goal, and it's back to a 5-point game. Sladich passing over to Littner. Littner driving. Littner finds Decino, who makes a one-handed catch and scores. Beautiful play there by Decino.
Yeah, that's a hat trick for Decino, and every goal he scored has looked pretty nice.
Yeah. And good young player for BU, making a lot of plays for them in this game when they needed him.
Yeah, and that shows how important that 50-50 ball on the ground was in the last possession, right? We'd be back in range here if BU was able to get the stop on that play.
All right, BU has bludger control, though, so potentially another chance to make a stop. Carter with Quaffle, Claire Tilke leading him in.
Yeah, you can really feel
the makes the beat on Tilke. Decino looks for the wrap. That's going to be a two-handed tackle. You can see that one very clearly as Decino wraps around with both hands there as he brings down Carter.
Yeah, that's a textbook Major League Quidditch tackle right there.
Unfortunately, wrong league for the college player. But it is going to be a quick yellow card here for Decino. CJ Carter going to be able to get this Quaffle back.
Yeah, it's even more of a bummer because BU has 2 bludgers. I'm pretty sure the UVM bludger is out of the play right now because Tilke did get beat. So as long as he just wrapped him up to some degree, slowed him down a little bit, I think that play was about to get blown up. And hey, it still might get blown up by the BU beaters here.
Yeah, that's a big aspect there. All right, here we go. CJ Carter with Quaffle. He's got 2 beaters bearing down on him. Carter's going to shoot. He's going to score.
Oh, man. And that's the thing. You want to make sure someone's picking up the hoop in that situation.
Carter just immediately turns and fires, getting a big goal, brings the game back to 5.
Yeah, UVM keeps finding ways to score these goals somehow to keep out of range.
All right, Littner bringing Quaffle up the middle of the field. He passes over to Sladich. Sladich, pressured by Tilke, goes back to Littner. Littner trying to find Decino, looks for that long pass, the same thing that Decino did last time, but the goal's not there. Just deeper pass and couldn't find Decino on it.
Yeah, the BU beaters never got involved in that Quaffle play, so it ended up being a little bit of a force from Littner.
Unfortunate situation for BU there. Still down 5 as Carter slowly brings the Quaffle up. And UVM with control in a dominant position. And Tilke clears out how poor and Jacob Curtis has a chance at the snitch.
Yeah, that beat, though, cost her bludger control, so it might not have been worthwhile.
Potentially not. All right, Carter with Quaffle. Hilliard's going to get beat out of the play, and BU loses bludger control again. Baustra pressures Carter. Carter passes over to Duada. Duada passing back to Watson. Watson behind the hoop. She's wrapped up by Ashley. Watson looking to drive. Ashley strips the ball away from Watson. It's going to be Sladish's ball for BU.
Yeah, real nice strip there from Ashley because she was not getting any bludger help.
That's a big play there for BU, just trying to stay into this game. BU making some subs, Hussein and Sicko coming in, but Demuth immediately just beats out Sicko as Lindner has Quaff on the right side. And he just throws to Sladish, and Demuth is right there ready to make an easy play on it.
Yeah, you have to wonder if BU missed its window on that last Demuth sub out.
Yeah, and he's fresh. He's back in the game right where they want him to be. Chisholm, long pass behind the hoops. Watson's not able to field it cleanly. BU's going to be able to get the Quaff on this play.
Yeah.
Forced play by UVM there.
Yeah, no reason to be forcing up 50 against bludger control, right?
No, absolutely not. Snitch is on a one-arm handicap as Sladich immediately drives up the field and gets wrapped up. Decino now looking for something. He's going to pass over to Littner. Littner back to Ashley. She gets beat. Littner, though, picks up Quaffle. Littner shot no good. Goes over the top of the hoops. BU is able to field Quaffle here, and she's going to take a reset.
Yeah, smart play there. A good look from BU. Demuth just keeps interrupting every single thing they try to do offensively.
I think CJ Carter did a lot there, too. Just with his size and posing in the middle, just no one willing to make that driving effort into him.
I think Decino would, though, if he has the chance.
Probably will. Sladich with Quaffle in the middle. Jostling for something. BU's beater's just trying to create havoc. There's no bludgers on the ground. Decino with Quaffle. Decino looking to drive through Carter. Goes around the right side. Decino shot. No good. He misses over the top.
Well, they finally went head-to-head, and I think Carter just did enough to affect the shot there with the initial kind of body check.
Yeah, but BU does get Quaffle here still in this play. So BU, good long possession, multiple scoring opportunities. Demuth gets beat out at the hoops from Hussein. Littner looking to drive. Passes back out to Sladich. Sladich is pressured by Duada. Sladich getting a couple beats in front. She's going to drive. She's going to get hit hard by Carter in the middle of the zone.
And you
There's going to be a whistle. It looks like it's just potentially an injury stoppage here as Carter really hit Sladich very hard.
And you can see this game really starting to take its effect on Demuth, too, right in the middle of our screen here. He is huffing and puffing. He did not look excited to go chase down that bludger halfway through that play.
No, and that's going to be huge if he's not going to be able to make the same plays that he's made all game.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens here. It looks like Sladich's going to be able to get up on her own power right now. And she's going to be able to get up just a hard hit there from Carter.
Yeah. And, Hussein had managed to neutralize Demuth on that play, but the BU Quaffle game and beater game just hasn't always been quite as in sync, so nobody was ready to go at that moment, and you're only going to get so much time in terms of neutralizing Demuth.
Absolutely, and BU unable to finish a few of these times when they have those opportunities.
Yeah, you talk about this last shot from Decino. There was a shot from Littner earlier that was kind of point blank. I mean, we're only 1 or 2 goals from in range here, so it's really a battle of inches.
Absolutely. All right, UVM picking up everything where they were. Few subs happening. Jordan DeMatis for UVM, bringing the Quaffle up the center of the field.
It's a great chance for a nice long possession to give their seeker some time to work.
All right, Aiden Shutt back in the game for UVM. He has Quaffle at the top. Shutt passes deep downfield, trying to find Watson, but the ball is ripped away by Littner, and Littner's looking to run immediately. Littner trying to flip over to Decino. Decino can't field it, and Shutt's going to jump on the ball.
Yeah, I think if Decino's a little more comfortable there catching with 2 hands, that's very possibly a goal.
Potentially. Now Shutt taking it the opposite direction. Shutt fakes. Shutt scores.
No, I think it was called no good.
Apparently no good. We do have a whistle. Looked like he scored there, but apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you there. I don't think there's been a time all game where Shutt got next to a hoop and didn't put it through.
And he's been on fire in this game. It's going to be no goal. I think the whistle here is, again, just for an injury here. As Wong Preichin looked like he went down a little gimpy on that play. But he's going to come sub out immediately here for Jared Kimba.
And we were talking about how Demuth looks pretty tired. Shutt's going to come in very fresh. I don't think he's played in 10 or 11 minutes at this point.
No, and that's that aspect of having Carter and Shutt, who have both been very good on the field. Littner pressured by Shutt. He finds Decino, though. Decino's going to start the Quaffle action for BU. Littner with Quaffle, pressured by Poland. Hussein clears out a chaser there for BU. Back over to Decino. Can't field the pass. Decino dives on it. Is able to get the Quaffle, though. No harm, no foul. Littner now with Quaffle. Center of the field. Sicko and Hussein trying to clear a path. Littner over to Ashley. She gets immediately beat out there by Merkel, and it's going to be a turnover, UVM ball.
Yeah, Merkel kind of serving the Demuth role there and just making the long beat the second the pass comes.
And BU Beater is not aggressive enough to try to make a play on that one.
Exactly.
All right, Palport gets beat out. Jacob Curtis looking for a shot to catch the snitch here for UVM. Shut with Quaffle at the top of the zone. Curtis is going to lose his broom at the snitch game, and he's going to go back to hoops. Shut.
Good effort from a young snitch here, by the way.
Absolutely. Shut gets pressure in the corner by Sicko, and he's going to get loose. The Quaffle, Sicko beats him out, and the Quaffle goes right back to Littner. BU's ball again.
BU's definitely had their opportunities. I think UVM's been at 120 for 4 or 5 possessions at this point.
It looks like we have a catch here. That was Silas Mueller. It looks like there's a potential catch on this play.
Yeah, it's really, really bang with that beat. I could really see it going either way. And obviously the snitch ref and the beater ref probably had better angles than we did.
Absolutely. If this catch is good, this is going to be a UVM win. And it is no good. It looks like it's going to be beat before. Vincenzo Sicko's beat just narrowly before the catch from Silas Mueller. The score is, Ethan, what's the score?
120-70.
So 120-70 is the score. No catch on that play, and it's BU Quaffle.
It should definitely put some urgency in BU because they will eventually catch this one-arm snitch.
Absolutely. All right, Littner. Over to Decino. Decino. Nothing home. Littner. He's pressured away. Hussein gets beat out of the play. There's a no bludgers here for Littner. Littner's shot goes high over the hoops. No good. And it's going to be a turnover. And we have a potential snitch catch on this play by Silas Mueller. We saw the snitch just fly across the field. It looks like Mueller's really confident. The catch is good. It's going to be a 150-70 win for UVM. And the catch is good. And it is a win for UVM. That catch is huge, and that win is huge.